Hello, this is Rod King for tomorrow's World Webcast. Which day do you observe as your day of rest? Does it really matter which day you keep? The vast majority of people who believe they are Christians keep Sunday. They believe that that was the day on which Jesus Christ was resurrected, and therefore they observe Sunday. But what does the Bible tell us? I think it would be helpful and valuable for us to go back and see the history of which day God sanctified and set apart. If we go right back to Genesis chapter 2, after God had created everything on the earth, the birds, the animals, the trees, the oceans, the fish, everything, after 6 days it says that he rested. And it says that day that he rested, he sanctified and set apart as the Sabbath day. Then a little while later, we come to Exodus chapter 20, where we are told that the fourth commandment says that we are to remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. And once again, it refers back to the account in Genesis where God rested on the seventh day. But then you might say to me, yes, but Jesus Christ came and he changed all that. He changed the day of worship. Oh, really? Well, where can you find a scripture that tells us that? Can you go to any of the gospel accounts, Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, and find any reference to Jesus Christ teaching his disciples that they should now keep Sunday? No, you can't. Rather, you find the example of Jesus Christ was that he went into the synagogues on the Sabbath day where he taught. Likewise, in the apostles' letters to us, including Paul, it says that when he went into parts of Asia, what we call Asia Minor and Greece and Europe, he went on the Sabbath day and taught. He didn't teach people that they should keep Sunday. What about in the millennium? Which day will Jesus Christ observe? Well, we're told in the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, that from one Sabbath to the next, men will worship. And so we can see that from the very beginning, when God created the earth and established things on earth, right up to the millennium, that the seventh day Sabbath is the day that is given to us as the day that God set apart, sanctified, and made holy. So you ask the question, how did things change? Well, the history is really quite interesting. We know that Jesus Christ kept the seventh day Sabbath. We know the apostles did. And in fact, most people did for the first century. But then over a period of time, as the church in Rome became more dominant, and you might say established themselves as the authority for Christianity, they very, very slowly but very subtly introduced the first day of the week as the day of worship. And in 325 AD, when Constantine, the emperor, called for the Council of Nicaea to make a decision on which day to worship, which day do you think they chose? You're right, they chose Sunday. And in fact, the Council of Nicaea said that any person who was to keep the seventh day Sabbath was to be anathematized. That means excommunicated, put out of fellowship with any of the people who were Sunday worshippers. And over the next 100 or 200-300 years, that whole system went across Europe. In fact, at the Synod of Whitby, when the Roman Church was establishing itself in England, they came into contact with a group of people who were keeping the Sabbath. And so we can see that Sunday observance subsumed the, you might say, the Christian world and ensured that people kept the first day of the week. But which day should you keep? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Have you ever asked yourself the question, which day is the Christian Sabbath? Well, to help you, we have this booklet, Which Day is the Christian Sabbath? If you would like your own copy of this, you can go to tomorrowsworld.org and request your copy. Just simply go to the section that says booklets and you will find which day is the Christian Sabbath. That's tomorrowsworld.org. This is Rod King for the Tomorrow's World webcast. Goodbye.